Greetings, family of Ascension. Today is the Orisha Oracle. Just getting an overall glance at what's going on today. Had a wonderful day grounding at the beach, transmuting and helping various friends who have been sojourners on this road with us here, loaned to the Gaia planet, our mothership, sister ship, planetary vessel, hub Earth, for the purpose of helping her and her planetary inhabitants transfer this lower density into the age of the Aquarian era, where, that was synchronized by the depiction of the old man with the picture of water, the return of the Holy Spirit being poured out on all things. So we're looking at the four base cards representing the four elements of the earth, the four directions. So we have first the four of the earth, which is the ram having achieved the pinnacle of success, balanced on four gold coins, which tells us about where we are. We have climbed to the top of the mountain, though we're stubborn as a goat sometimes. The balance horn of the goat represents having achieved yin and yang, the purpose of climbing the mountain goat, the lonely traveler. The seven of air shows a mother, well, the chickens in the nest, waiting for their parent to feed. They are apparently in anticipation because they know from this posture that their food, their sustenance, is provided by their mama, their parent, and it's coming. Shango, again, the god of battle, strong defender, he's here. Many of us hear the term Ario Shango, ocean, ocean go, waves of the ocean. He's synchronized with the protective elements of like St. Michael, the axe or the axe being the will of God. He hides his face. Justice is blind, but he's an adjudicator. Two of fire, the nondescript temple that shows the sacred balance of the lion and lioness of Judah, which represents Archangel Ariel, keeper of the protector of planetary ecosystems, galaxies, the infrastructure of the divine. Shows a green door. Again, the temple of God is built inside of the living organism. Green, the color of Archangel Raphael, the great healer, the great physician. The doorway symbolizes the heart chakra. The elements of air, this is where we are now. Air, fire, water have to work together. Humanity's right now captured by what we call the enslaved prisoner, the crucified ones, our indigenous African spirituality, our indigenous Kush spirituality. We know that the lease has been over since 2012, yet those who are representative of the fallen clan, the darkness, which is ironically portrayed by the opposites. We're in a hall of mirrors where good represents evil, evil represents good, order and chaos. Those that have presented an impostor, a false ideation of a God outside, exoteric, and deviating you from the inner work, the esoteric, the temple of God within the structures of all living things. African Americans and the indigenous people of the world have been under this persecution by people that look or call themselves non-indigenous. We're in this age now where the age of wisdom is returning with the original languages being spoken again, what they call the Ancient of Days, the languages of the Elohim, or the languages prior to the fall of Babel, the mythical city, where that Nebuchadnezzar or those who had foreseen the ending of the era knew that there was a time when the gods walked amongst man, but now the remnants of the god are here in amnesia. So the true Jew, or hewed from the tree of life, the true Jews who are grown from the seeds of life, are now rising up. We see the karma card, which is representing the Ankh, the eyes of old, the eyes of the youth, being anchored together by the divine feminine, the tree of wisdom. Phi represents the mother's wisdom, philosophy. You see here the grandmother looking fondly at her grandchild. She sees herself in the images of her inner child. She's both the wise woman, the crone, and the cross there being the fallopian tubes with the eye within the womb. The infinite eye shows the key of wisdom and the portal where the cradle of life is. Seven of the earth shows it's time for harvest. We have now entered fully today being Saturday, Saturn's day, Shabbat, the seventh day, the day of rest, the day of the Lord. And we see Oashala, which represents coming back into Jupiter, the golden mean, the Holy Spirit, the Adonai, the masculine principle, as well as the feminine principle, the dove, synchronized by his higher self and lower self walking synonymously in the same mission. The higher self shows the mace. It shows the three pyramids of Giza. It shows the star aligned over there. You see the dove. And in the lower, you see the dove flying over the head of the sun, or the medium that represents Oashala or Obathala or Oba, the tall one, the overseer. And he's enlightened. However, you see that his rose is in his right hand, his sword is in his left, Aleph, the symbol of the breath, Aleph. I or Yodon Aleph, from God, nothing, all things emerges. The Creator is one. And the earth elements, again, showing you the four quadrants, the signs symbolizing the key cardinal positions. We are about to enter into another change of seasons here on night 22, the equinoxes and solstice, those long, short days when you go from one season to the next. We're about to go into the fall, which is the great harvest. As we tap in, you're going to find more and more that your inner divine nation, or your inner ability to tap into spirit, is going to be made more manifest in you. The manifestation of God in you is the manna from heaven, the spiritual food that sustains the soul. Man shall not eat by bread alone, but by the very living word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So you're being called into action to connect with your sun, connect with your vertebrae, your spinal column, where your inner light is housed in you, the Kundalini, the life force energy, the Vestal virgins and their lamp being filled or being empty. So as you can see here, you're being called into energy management. You're being called into fair energy exchange, grounding and connecting with nature, being involved with the planet, humanitarian activities, paying it forward, acts of random kindness. So this is it for today's reading. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much love and light to you. My ministry's website is up, running. We're still doing some changes to it. It's www.ironandclayministries.com. Feel free to support us on Facebook, or on Instagram, or on Twitter, BlockOg. And to Instagram, it's Rastafari. And on Facebook, it's just my name, Ras Ian Nathaniel Dawkins. Thank you for tuning in. Good night. Blessed love.